Ezabaphambili indaba namuhla iqembu lika Khongolose libungaza ukusungulwa kwalo I-Eff Ibonga Abayivotele okhethweni. Izindaba ke sifunda usamukeliso Nqulunga siyakubingelela kuhlelo lwethu namuhla olukhethekile. Iqembu lika Khongolose libungaza iminyaka elikhulu namuhla kusukela ke lasungulwa umengameli waleli qembu uphinda abe ngumengameli wezwe Cyril Ramaphosa bethuleke inkulumo yakhe yosuku kubalandeli baleli qembu bebuthaneke enkundleni yezemidlalo i-Old Peter Mgaba eLimpopo. Ake sibheke inkulumo kaMengameli abeyethula kulo mcimbi namuhla.
Comrades and friends and the people of South Africa, I'd like to thank the people of Limpopo for opening the gates and the doors of the province to enable the ANC to celebrate its 110th year of existence. Ralelebuga. Kasipedi bare di lela khono bofa dinja gore baeng ba kene. Ralelebuga re almwa ke dinja. Ehlile dintja ne di ntse di tsamaya le rena go le monate fela provinceng e kaofela ra leboga. O lumilweng ke ntja ke re atle monna ka bane le nna ke ngaka ka lenyalo nkana ka o bona gore go thusa bjang. The leadership of our alliance was able to go to all the regions in our province. All of them, we crisscrossed the length and the breadth of the province. And we are grateful that we were able to interact with our people and get to hear their thoughts and their views. We thank the religious leaders, the traditional leaders, as we visited the various palaces, as we visited the various places of worship. We'd like to thank the business leaders and organizations as we also interacted with them and exchanged views and thoughts with them, as well as the professional sector, the sports sector, and many others, and of course, the media as well. We thank you not only for opening the doors, but your thoughts to us, and for forthrightly putting your suggestions and your views forward. In the Sikukuni region, I was privileged to hear the thoughts of some young people, some of whom were suggesting to the National Executive Committee what should go into the January 8th statement. And others were a lot more ambitious and forward-looking, as they said, what should go into the State of the Nation address. And others even went further to say what should go into the budget that will be presented by Comrade Godongwa. It is exactly 50 years since Isitolandwe Siaparangwe, President Oliver Reginald Tambo delivered a January NEC statement commemorating the 60th anniversary of the founding of the ANC. This anniversary takes place just a few days after a devastating fire swept through our parliament in Cape Town. The entire country has been shocked, outraged, and saddened by the destruction, because the institution of parliament is a repository of our democracy and a symbol of democratic stability of our people. For 28 years, our parliament has been a site of transformation. It's also been a site of empowering lawmaking and also a site of redress, where we have worked together to overcome the legacy of our apartheid past. Although the buildings of Parliament have been extensively damaged, Parliament as an institution remains intact and will continue to express and give effect to the will of the people of South Africa. Parlamente isale hona ayashwa. Kabani ki parlamente pilang mo dipelong tsa batho. On this occasion of the 110th anniversary of the formation of the ANC, we need to engage in a frank assessment of how far we have come during the past year in meeting the core mandate defined by the 54th National Conference. There are many developments that characterize this environment and which inform our program for the year ahead. These include COVID-19 pandemic, which is a global health crisis unlike any the world has ever seen in more than a century. In our own country, more than 92,000 lives have been lost to COVID-19 since the start of the pandemic. This has been a profoundly traumatic period in our national life, but not only in our national life, but in the lives of various families in our country, challenging us to give reassurance, to give leadership, inspiration, and to also give hope for the future to our people. Our economy has been severely damaged. Millions are without work, and today, more than ever before, rely on social support for survival. The rate of economic recovery, while better than anticipated, has not been sufficient, and the resources that are needed to address the challenges of poverty, unemployment, and inequality have largely been inadequate. At the same time, our experience of the pandemic has highlighted the sense of social solidarity, more critically, the need for all South Africans to join hands in a social compact to revive the economy and improve the quality of life of especially the poor in our country.
Now we have come to the end of today's celebrations. We're just going to have a few more conversations with some of the patrons. As you can see, people are leaving the stadium. The president has spoken, the cake has been cut. The 110th celebrations have come to an end. I am now with a branch member from the Northwest Province, Ntate Lekai. Ntate, can you just give us an overview of today's celebrations and where you see the party going in future?
Well, in terms of our message, if you look into it very carefully, it's consistent with all the message that the president has outlined in the previous, be it in the form of decisions that were taken by the National Executive Committee. Remember, today's message was a program of action that was adopted by the National Executive Committee, outlining proper processes. But what is important, or what is key, is the consistency of all policy positions the ANC has taken in relation to a number of issues, particularly moving out from these local government elections, moving forth. The message was very clear, directives, what is expected of all those particular people that were deployed in various councils and performance of the ANC, the unity, renewal and rebuilding of the movement.
What do you think the work now entails for the branches on the ground?
Yes, remember one of our challenges was that the organization has identified its weak branches. So the message is very clear that branches need to be strengthened. We need to have variable structures that are very vibrant, because without them being vibrant, the message of today won't resonate well with the society at large. Remember, as the ANC, as the leader of the society, whatever we come it must be something that must resonate well with them. So if our structures are in tatters and not united and not rebuilt in a manner that they are up to this particular task, it will be very much difficult. So the buck stops with us as the basic unit of this particular movement, being the African National Congress, to ensure that we build vibrant structures on the ground.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your time, sir.
My pleasure.
And that was a member from the Northwest branch telling us how important it is for the branches to be coming together. Now the groundwork certainly begins for the ANC to really recover and come back as a party that will be strengthened once again. The ANC that the country knew, for it to be a liberation struggle that brought the people of South Africa to where they are today. I have a few more people who still want to give commentary. As you can see, many of them are leaving the stadium as the celebrations have come to an end. Lika and Tate.
My name is Vincent Aka Comrade Mugabe from Bembe region, Makado sub-region. I'm representing Ward 18 Mulimamuila here at the national January 8 statement at Pitamukawa Stadium. The president spoke well. We believe that the ANC is going to turn things around, especially in terms of corruption and these other things. We believe the ANC is going to provide services to our people. Thank you very much, my sister.
It seems that people are still very enthusiastic and optimistic about the work that the ANC certainly can do. We have a lady that could join us.
Hey.
Are you with the Women's League?
Yes, my name is Salim Mahoka. I'm from the ANC Women's League of Pitamukawa region. Yes, the ANC January 8 statement for 2022 was a success. It was a great success. I was very much fascinated by the build-up events whereby the NEC managed to visit all the regions of the province, interacted with all stakeholders. That was a very important job that the NEC has done. I'm happy we were doing it together, the leagues and the mother body. I'm happy that we have touched all our stakeholders, the Christian community, the traditional authorities, those are basically our voters. I'm happy that the ANC have renewed its mandate, its commitment that we will continue bettering the lives of all South Africans. We will make sure that we pledge solidarity to Cuba and other countries.
But as the ANC Women's League, what is your immediate work on the ground that you need to start with?
At the ANC Women's League, our immediate work is to make sure that our women leaders are capacitated, especially those that are given governance responsibilities in municipalities. We want to see our women leadership, our women deployed mayors, speakers, and in those who are in other government organizations or institutions, taking care of the issue of gender equity. Yes, employing women in decision-making positions. Of course, that is very important because women have been marginalized for a longer period. We need to have women leading all strategic departments, all strategic units in the department, your supply chain, your finance, your Department of Public Works.
Wherever women will be able to make an impact. Thank you so much for your contributions, and we wish you all the best. I do have another gentleman here who is joining me. He seems like a young lion. You certainly are. What do you believe is your work, especially as the youth, in turning the party around and in turn contributing more to the country?
Yeah, I think what's important, for us as the youth, as you can see, the movement has been disconnected from the youth of the country itself. And, the challenging part is that, for example, majority of the youth are not even into politics itself. So that means us as the Youth League, we need to connect to what's important to the youth of the youth of the rest of the country.
Those are all the people that are leaving the old Peter Mokaba Stadium right here in Limpopo, talking about what they are taking away from the celebrations of 110 years of this party being in existence. We are now going to cross over to our advocate Sipo, who will give us the last words in terms of his analysis of what the president of the ANC had given as a speech.
Bukeleke sisitshelele ey'tolo siyabuya futhi. Phinde sikwamukele mbukeli usabukele zona indaba ze-1KZNTV. Kanti-ke iqembu le-Economic Freedom Fighters I-Eff libongeka abalandeli balo ngokuleseka ngamavoti okhethweni lohulumeni basekhaya ngonyaka owedlule. Leli qembu libonga abalandeli ngedili lapho kuqale khona-ke izolo ngokuhlatshwa kwezikomo ezine eNanda. Kanti-ke namuhla leli qembu belinedili ePeople's Park eThekwini nalapho khona kuza kwethu exoxisane khona nabaholi abahlukene kuleli qembu ukuzwa kabanzi-ke ngomcimbi kanjalo nenqubekela phambili yaleli qembu.
Mukele ekhaya sikhona ePeople's Park eThekwini la khona iqembu I-EFF yenza umcimbi obizwa ngesiyabonga rally la khona ithi zobonga abavoti abathe bayivotela kade kuyokhothweni ngomhla ka1 kuNovember kuwona unyaka lo esiphuma kona owedlule. Sokhumbula ukuthi I-EFF yakhulula izihlalo komasipala abaningi njengamanje siqale sibheka kakhulu la eThekwini. Uzokhumbula ukuthi ngo2016 ngesikhathi iqembu I-EFF ingenela ukhetho lomnye basekhaya yathola izihlalo ezishagalombili kodwa zaguquka izinto njengoba kade kiwakona unyaka ka2021 sabona amasithi ewatholile iwaphinda kaningi. Sinayeke la usihlalo weregion yaseThekwini wayo I-EFF umnomzane uThemba wakwaMvubu. Mr Mvubu siyakubingelela sikwamukela.
Sibingelele nababukeli bakho.
Masingabe singasuka nje kade niqala ungenela ukhetho lomnye basekhaya okusuka ngo2016 nanikade nithole amasithi ayekade ewu8 njengamanje nenza umcimbi ozobonga abavoti okubala nakhona la eThekwini la nibonekale khona nikhula kakhulu. Nikwenza kanjani lokho kuba kusuka ku2016 kuya ku2021?
Ukusebenza kanzima umsakazi. Njengoba wazi uqinisile I-EFF yaqala yathola ama-seats kumkhandlu waseThekwini ayi-8 ngo2016. Kutheke ngama-election lawo esiphuma kuwona ade ngonyaka odlule uNovember 2021 I-EFF yakhula yathola ama-seats angu-24 wisho ukukhula ngokona ukuphinda kabili but iphinde kathathu ngoba lisisa kahle.
Sijabule kakhulu njenge-EFF ukuthi ubuholi bukazwelonke buthathe isinqumo sokuthi bulethe kule sifundazwe le siyabonga rally bekuzobonga nje abavoti bakwaZulu Natal ngokuthi baphume ngobuningi babo bayethemba I-EFF yakhula njengoba usushilo ukuthi siqala ukungenela ukhetho lwamakhansela ngo2016 sathola ngaphansana nje ka2% kodwa manje sikwazile ukuthi sithole ngaphansana nje kuka 10%. Okusho ukuthi sikhule ngokuphindwe cishe ngo50 if not more than that percent. So into eyenzakalayo njengamanje singathi nje sibuka ku2024 ukuthi sizokwenza kahle ngendlela abantu bakwaZulu Natal abasivotela ngayo.
Izinkombi zabalandeli beqembu le-EFF esifundazweni kwaZulu Natal baphume ngobuningi ukuzobungaza kanye naleli qembu ngokunqoba kwalo okhethweni obelibanjwe kuleli ngasekupheleni konyaka owedlule. Ithimba lezindaba likhulumisane nalaba balandeli nabazwakalise umuzwa wabo ngokuvakashela kobuholi be-EFF obuvela ezweni iNingizimu Afrika kanye nasesifundazweni babeke sebezwakalisa umuzwa wabo kanye nangezinye izihloko ezahlukahlukene.
Kusijabulisile ukuthi noma sesivotile uyasikhumbula uCIC uyasikhumbula naye abuye azobonga bese sikwazi ukunikeza amandla siphinde siqale lo nyaka ke manje sesizojoyinisa ke kakhulu abantu sijoyinisela ukuthi u2024 sikwazi ukuthi siwine ngamalengiso. uJulius Malema ufikile before ama-elections ezosicela ukuthi sikwazi ukuvotela leto EFF nomphakathi wonke nangempela sakwenza wayesesigcina isithembiso wabuya ke manje ezobonga ukuthi siyabona ukuthi inhlangano enakekelayo okungenzeka izoqhubeka kakhulu ke yande ngoba abantu bafikile ngobuningi babo.
Njengoba ngilapha nje naye ngizobonisa uthando konke ama-fighters njengoba nami ngili-fighters nje bengibona ngihlobe kanjena nje ilo. Mina njengomuntu omusha cha ukusebenza ngasebenzi kodwa nginethemba lokuthi mhlambe njengoba nje ngikholela kakhulu uhulumeni mhlambe ka-I-F nethemba lokuthi mhlambe mangathiwa kuyenzeka amathuba omsebenzi nginethemba lokuthi ayovela kithi sonke mhlambe nami ngisebenze kangcono ngasho kanjalo.
Abantu bethu bathe kuKhongolose asawufuna, because when you go to all economic hubs of KZN, the ANC is less than 50%. La eThekwini bathengile abumeya banikeza i-opposition imali ukuthi vote nabo lamasela weKhongolose bathenga isihlalo sabumeya. Ukaunda is not a mayor, it's a crook that came through a back door. One mistake siyamkhipha ukaunda. Sithengisile ngulesi siphukuphuku sabathu bonke what. Mavundla athatha imali from iKhongolose, imali ehamba negasi yabantu bethu basho bahlupheka apha eKZN. Umavundla sithengisa athatha imali. Tutu University, TUT, they've long sent the message that when the local government comes, we will teach the ANC a lesson. And you taught the ANC a lesson. Mariyabona mawitole inyoka. Ungayishayi wathi ifile. Lenzi mistake abantu baseThekwini. Leshaye inyoka lahamba lathi ifile. You were supposed to burn it and today bring the ashes. Then we will be sure the snake is dead. Sishayile, but the snake, the tail is still moving. Ngifuna sibulale ngempela ngo-2024. Sishise. Because we don't want to see the tail of the snake moving in KwaZulu-Natal. Sishaya inhloko, sishaya the tail, and say now the only way to satisfy ourselves is by burning it. And go to Winnie Mandela House in Johannesburg at Gandhi Square and say, Commander-in-Chief, here are the ashes of the snake we have killed in KwaZulu-Natal in 2024. Ramaphosa, sifuna ukuthi uvule ama-stadium. Sifuna ubukela ibhola eMapita Stadium. Sifuna ubukela amaZulu eMapita Stadium. Because if a political party can meet in a stadium in Polokwane, 2,000 people, why is the Polokwane city, which does not have 2,000 supporters, allowed to go and play in Polokwane City Stadium with their supporters? Ramaphosa has got his supporters. Malema has got his supporters today. Orlando Pirates supporters are not allowed in the stadium. That's why it's losing. We need our supporters at the stadium so that we can re-entertain society. This country belongs to those who love their people. Now, there is a nonsense going on that we voted against expropriation of land without compensation. It's not true. We tabled a motion to expropriate land without compensation. The ANC hijacked our motion and chased it and spoke about nil compensation where it is not, where it is necessary, guided by expropriation act of what asifuna isilungu. It's very clear. We don't want to compensate everything You can't say no compensation on a rotten land. No compensation on government land. Why would you compensate government? They make us fools. They say no compensation on a land that is environmentally risk. What do we do with environmentally risk land? We want all of the land. Here in eThekwini, we want to start with the land in Umhlanga. That's the land we want. Don't allow, we are poor, we are unemployed, we want jobs. When you go to restaurant, foreigners are working in restaurants. Do not hate foreigners. Hate the owner of the restaurant, because those foreigners did not hire themselves. eThekwini, Joburg, Tshwane, PE, all metros, please. From next week, we are visiting not violently, leadership only. We are visiting the hospitality industry. We want the owner of Hilton Hotel in Durban to tell us how many South Africans are working here. Asilwe nabafowethu, we're together. But if I get a tender, I come from Limpopo. If I get a tender in Umlazi, the law says when you arrive in Umlazi, you must hire locals. Why is that law not applying in Hilton Hotel? Why is that law not applying in Signature Restaurant in Johannesburg? Every hospitality industry must be visited. It's a program of the I-Eff. Do not fight our African brothers and sisters. They did not hire themselves. And when you leave, you must address our African brothers and sisters that the reason they hire you is because they want to violate your rights. It's because they don't want to pay you well. But when we are mixed, both South Africans and Africans in these restaurants, they will know that we South Africans know our rights and is protected by the Constitution. They will pay us right. When they pay us right, you too will be paid right. It's a struggle we must fight together against African exploitation in the hospitality industry.
Khulumo ka-CIC yanamhlanje sizwile and icacile ithi asihambe siyosebenza si-expose wonke ama-corruptions abonakalayo, sincome lapho kwenzeka khona kahle. Kodwa thina-ke as i-EFF simile ekuthenini sizogudluza i-ANC.
Bukeleke siliguqise lapho kuhlelo lwethu lanamuhla olukhethekile lapho besibheka khona ke nje umgubho kaKhongolose kanye nokubonga abavoti kwe-EFF. Mina nawe ke sihlangane nesikhathi esilandelayo, nginifisela impela sonke emnandi.